Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Talking about the Confederate statues and the image of Jesus Christ that portrays him as a white male. If we're going to take down the Confederate statues, which is linked to slavery, we also would have to take down the image of Jesus as a white male, which is also linked to slavery. The image of Jesus was created as a symbol for the slaves to instill in them subconsciously to obey their master. If their master was white and Jesus was white, and they taught the slaves to preach, slaves turn the other cheek, obey your master. If your master is cold, then give your coat to your master. They had sermons where they said, slaves, don't steal your master's chicken, don't steal your master's turkey, don't steal your master's property, and so on and so forth. It was used as mental slavery. The Confederate soldiers was representing physical slavery of bondage to slaves, and the image of the white Jesus was used as a mental tool for slavery. So even today in 2017, you can go to some of these churches and they still have a white Jesus on their wall, even though the description of Jesus has him as hair as lamb's wool and feet like burnt brass, as if it was burnt in an oven. And so the description doesn't look anything like what they gave us as the image of Jesus as the white male. Even had Megyn Kelly even stated that Jesus was white and Santa Claus was white, get over it. And that was false for them to put that on public TV and spread that lie worldwide. So we're just saying that in today's time, since we're dealing with truth and we erasing all the baggage of slavery, the picture of the white Jesus did represent a form of mental slavery. It was given to the slaves as the salvation, and then they portrayed it in all the movies as far as if a black person was in dire straits or needs, it would be a white person who would reach their hand out to pull them up, only to put that image in your mind that your savior for a slave, it depends on white people's good graces, if they allow you in or not, but not giving you the power to rely on your internal self, as it states that the temple of God is within. And so today, these preachers, a lot of preachers, they know this information, but to keep the congregation docile and to keep that old slave spirit and narrative going, and then the preachers put themselves as the medium between God and his congregation, and he uses that image of the white Jesus to keep the slaves in line, and also to keep them giving their money. It's a shame that this still goes on today. If anything, to be close or correct to the historical figure of Jesus, then they'd have a black Jesus on the wall, especially in 2017. So once again, if we're removing all the statues that relate to slavery, then a dialogue has to be brought forward on the mental slavery and that image of the white Jesus. Meaning you can put whoever or whatever color of Jesus you want on your wall if that's what you choose to, but if we going on actual facts, then that false image of Jesus has to be brought forward to erase all of the baggage that slavery brought forward. Don't get mad at me. Do your own research. But if we're going to be just and be on the side of truth, then it all has to come down. Especially in today's time, to have an all-black congregation sitting up looking at an image of the former slave masters is sad. It shows no progression, and that could be leading into why there's poverty within the community, because they teach you to look outside of yourself for the Creator rather than within yourself. This is Verbal Pig Radio. We speaking on all of the images and statues that represented slavery.